Hallo zusammen. I'm Dave from Definitely German, and today we're gonna bite the bullet? No, but we're gonna learn about the phrase and how Germans express it in German and what you can take away from it vocabulary-wise. Let's go. I don't know what it's like for you guys, maybe being English native speakers learning German or another second language. Whenever I hear a phrase in my second language, being English, I have a strong tendency to visualize it, to picture it in my head and what it actually looks like to me. And in this case, picturing someone biting a bullet. It's not something that I would do. It sounds painful, really unpleasant in a way. But apparently, when you take a look at the meaning of the phrase, it actually also has to do with die Erleichterung, the relief. Once you've bitten the bullet, you feel better. You could also link it to a choice that one has to make, where you have two options and both of those options are really bad in a way. But you have to make a choice, so you could say those situations are really unangenehm, awkward, peinlich, embarrassing, or even schmerzhaft, painful. Or in a broader way, schwierig, difficult. What's interesting when we take a look at the German way of expressing this idea, we don't bite bullets, but we bite something else, which doesn't really hurt all that much in direct comparison, I don't think. Because we're biting a sour apple. We would say something like, in den sauren Apfel beißen, to bite the sour apple. Even though, personally speaking, I really like doing that. I like sour apples. So when we take a look at this phrase, we have the preposition in, which is in English, in English, ha. The article den, which is the accusative masculine form of der. Sauren, which is the accusative singular masculine form of the adjective sauer, sour, which is the positive form, meaning the main form of it. And, by the way, this term features the German diphthong, meaning the vowel combination that creates a singular combined sound, a, u, au. It's similar to house, if you will, in English. Then, of course, we also have der Apfel, singular, die Äpfel, plural, the apple, with the umlaut ä in the plural form, and beißen, to bite. And this term also features a diphthong, but in this case, be careful, because the spelling differs from the pronunciation. It's ei, spelling-wise, but it's I, beißen. It's not beißen, but beißen. You could also say it's similar to I in English. And even though it isn't a valid German phrase that you would use, you could of course translate the English phrase to German, which would equal something like in die Kugel beißen, to bite in or into the bullet, for die Kugel, singular, die Kugeln, plural, the bullet. So a probable situation for using this phrase could be something like, du musst jetzt einfach in den sauren Apfel beißen, du musst jetzt deinen Chef nach Urlaub fragen, sonst sind die ganzen günstigen Flüge weg. You just have to bite the bullet and ask your boss for free time, because otherwise the cheap flights will be gone. And with every phrase, I also wonder where it comes from, And in this case, once again, we're led back to medieval times, das Mittelalter. And back in the day, when you had to endure a really hurtful, painful procedure, doctors often would give you something to bite on, something hard to bite on. And in many cases, that would have been an apple. So that is where that idea to bite on something comes from, to endure something, to really think about something else, think about the bite and not the pain, if that makes sense, right? It's die Ablenkung. And when it comes to biting the bullet, you can actually relate it to more recent times, because soldiers in fact had to bite a bullet when they were being treated in a warlike situation, especially when they couldn't get anesthetized. It's better than not to do it and to totally focus on the pain and the procedure. And with that being said, I hope you learned something new. I enjoyed making this video. I really love making these saying related videos in specific because not only you get to learn something new, but also I learned something while doing the research for them. Also, thank you very much for supporting the channel in every way, shape or form. It's much appreciated. I'm really grateful for that. And with that being said, definitely see you next time. Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.